And talking about that edge, right? Like it's easy though when you feel like no one's giving you respect. Now you could be entering a season. You are entering a season where the Jacksonville Jaguars are definitely a team to talk about. Is that something that you guys are still thinking? I mean, listen, I know it's OTAs, so it's only so much. Right now, you're building camaraderie, all that stuff. But is that something that you still think will be a rallying cry? Was like we're still not getting the respect you deserve, or is it almost like now we're being hunted instead of being the hunters?
I think that there is a, I do think that there is some level of respect for our team, what we did last year, the players we have, the staff we have, all those things across the league. I would hope that there's some level of respect that should be there. Um, but as far as like the outside, I think there's always going to be that little brother feeling of our team in Jacksonville, which is a good thing because I think our city has such a chip on its shoulder. Our team has a chip on its shoulder because I mean, we're biased, obviously, and we kind of think everyone's against us at times, but I think it is true. You look at it, there's not a lot of people that really want the Jaguars to be good. Like, it's a smaller
Right.
market. People love to talk about every other team. So I think there's always naturally things that you see that you're like, huh, like, we're not really. And then once it comes around, it's like people talking about real contenders or whatever. Like, we're not going to be in a lot of those conversations, even still, which I'm not saying
Yeah.
good, better, and different. Who really cares? But I think there's always things that you can find to kind of say, all right, people still don't really respect us. And I'm sure
Right.
as far as teams, maybe that's different. I don't know. But yeah, I think we can find plenty. But to your point, you can't rely solely on that as like your only motivation. I think there has to be a standard of consistency. It's like, okay, this is just who we are. Like we want to be in the hunt every year. It doesn't matter what people think. It's like this is how we go about our business.
So you like Jacksonville? So,
Oh,
all
that's
right,
great.
no,
That's
no,
great.
I totally agree. I do think for some weird reason, the Jags will still have that fire because for some, I mean, like I'm sitting, I totally agree. It's bullshit, but it's just the way it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you talked about it a little bit, like the standard is what the standard is for every single team, right? And how you practice, and the ultimate goal is that Super Bowl. The treasure trove. I'm sure you've had a coach. We've all had a coach. So it was like an exit interviews is like, well, fellas, only one team's leaving home happy, and you're like, go kick fucking rocks, dude. Yeah, of course. The standard is the Super Bowl,
Yep.
and you found some momentum, more than momentum. You're a great team, and you got something really good coming from last year. Of course, that doesn't always equate to a good team this next year, but you definitely feel like you have the great building blocks, and the standard is the Super Bowl. What is it going to take for this team, in your opinion? This could be a very loaded question, but is there one thing that maybe you guys are talking about or that is on the back of your mind that's like, all right, this is the next step this team needs to make to not only go to the dance, to dance in that dance, but to win that dance?
That's a great question. I mean, I think that that is something you learn about your specific team as the year goes on. Like, obviously, we're still in OTAs, and there's different challenges every year that are presented to every team that is kind of unforeseen. Like, you didn't know they were going to happen. Like, you might lose 2 or 3 games early. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I thought we were better. I thought we were a good team, but we're sitting here at 1-3 or whatever it is. Like, and then there's gonna be teams that do that and end up making the playoffs. So there's different challenges that you have to overcome. I think for us, I know offensively, we started the season not great. I mean, we actually ran the ball pretty well, but passing game wasn't great. It took a while to get that going, and finished the season on a roll. Like we took care of the
Mm.
ball, scoring a lot of points, a ton of yards, great in situational football as far as third down, red zone, all that stuff. Um, you know, great at the end of games, fourth quarter. So I think looking at that and saying like, okay, what were we doing at the end of the year? Why did we find consistency? Using that, and then also making the proper adjustments just to continue to evolve and get better in the run game. For instance, like we've had a lot of things that we've worked on, whether it's a couple new runs or maybe it's trimming some runs back or getting really good at one thing instead of trying to do 50 things. Like there's a lot of different things that you can do, but what I've seen already with our staff and our players is that emphasis and that urgency to improve. It's not like because sometimes when you're coming off a good year, you almost feel like everyone's like, all right, let's just keep it. Let's bottle that up and try to keep like let's just try to do it again. And that hasn't been the feeling at all because I don't think, kind of like you said, like I don't really think that that's ever the answer because things change so quickly and teams get better so fast, and teams that weren't good last year are going to be good this year, and it just doesn't take the same thing every year. So I think being able to adapt and adjust is important, weathering the storm of the season, because you might not, and you hope you don't start week one your best, because that's going to be hard to play your absolute best for 18 weeks. So like last year, I mean, we had to figure some stuff out, and you hope that you have those opportunities as a team and you get through it because you really get better from it. I've been on both sides. I've been on sides where we had some adversity and we didn't finish the season well, and I've had a couple seasons where it really helped us and kick-started us and we played great after it. So I think handling that is important.